All right, y'all. So Kinstretch today, we're gonna go through some spine work, or you can consider this core training. It's gonna be a bit more strength focused. We're gonna try and keep it about 20 or 30 minutes here. You'll see we're gonna work on some flexion extension and then a little rotation. Okay, so not as much isometrics today, but we will be doing some tough, longer holds for the spine, which is going to be super duper essential to start to strengthen all those areas here. Okay, so what you'll need is I just have a couple dumbbells here, just something that you can grab onto that won't move just for when we get to our rotation. And then I just have a medium band that we'll do some active reps with. And that, again, that would just be for rotation. Okay, so let's start with these warm up cars. Just going to go 2 net cars. So I'm just going to work right in front here. Just take your time. Just going to go cervical, thoracic, and some spinal segmentation. One more this way. 1 mile per hour. And let's take that right back. Drag, drop the ear. All the way back to that starting position. Once more. Good. And relax. Okay, 2 thoracic cars. Give yourself a big hug. We're going to flex, rotate. Now drop that shoulder blade toward the back pocket as we slowly come up. Shoulder blade toward the other back pocket. Laterally flex. Really feeling my shoulders from jiu-jitsu earlier, so the spine work is going to be good for your boy as well. And let's rotate back the other way. Drop the shoulder blade. Slowly come up. Rotate back down. Once more. Rotate. Drop the shoulder blade. Little extension of the upper back. Shoulder blade toward the other back pocket. All the way back to that starting position. Okay, let's do some spinal segmentation. So we're going to start with 3 here. So let's slowly start to drive that lumbar down, moving through the mid back, upper, head comes up last. Then let's start back at that low back, like you're pulling that belt buckle or that belly button up toward the spine. Big exhale and flex. 2 more like that. So when I think about core training, I think it's simultaneous with spine training. So you address it like that. Resisting rotation is what you want to focus on first from the spine. So think like carries, tail off press, planks, side planks, anything of the sort where you're not actually rotating, but you're resisting rotation. So that's going to help to stabilize the spine very well. And then once you feel proficient in that, then I would suggest rotating. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to start on my, we're going to start with some flexion, and then we're going to do some extension. Okay, so you see this is going to be a lot more active than a workspace Kinstretch class. Okay, so first we're going to do 5 eccentrics for spine flexion. All right, so we're going to be nice and upright in this L sit position. So we're going to initiate our max flexion as much as we can. We're going to try to hold and fight this the whole time. So you're going to glue those heels down, slowly start to drive that low back down towards the ground. We're trying to segment 1 vertebra at a time. Mid back, fighting for flexion. Upper. Relax. Boost yourself back up. So we got 4 more like that. Flex, flex. Good tension. Slowly. Should really feel that core fighting here. Driving those fists forward. Flex, flex. All the way back down to that starting position. Okay. 3 more like that. Good tension. Flex, flex, flex. Drive those heels. Let's slowly start to move down. Ideally, that lumbar is hitting first. Breathe. Mid back. Upper. Relax. 2 more. Good tension. Flex, flex, flex. Control down. Low back. Mid. Upper. All the way down. Last one here. Flex, flex, flex. Drive those heels. And let's slowly start to drive that lumbar down towards the ground. Fighting for as much flexion as we can. Mid back. Keep reaching upward. And relax. Nice. So now we're in this supine position. So we're just going to do some bridge segmentation. And this is going to be for the lumbar. Not so much big core here, but you should feel your pelvis quite a bit. So just keep some really good tension and intention while we do these. Okay. So I'm going to start with an anterior tilt. A little tension or space it between the low back. And then flex. So think minimal space between the toe or the ground in your low back. So we're going to do 3 reps here. We got 10-second hold at the top. Keep that pelvis tucked and fight at the top. Keep the core tight and drive through the glutes for 8, 7, 6, 5. Toes and heels are driving. 4, 3, 2. And now slowly segment. Keep that pelvis tucked. Mid back. Lower. And relax. 2 more like that. Little anterior tilt. So think belt buckle away from the chest. Extension of the low back. Posterior tilt. Bring that belt buckle up towards the chest. Minimal space. And now toes and heels heavy. Drive. Reach. You're fighting at the top. Keeping that pelvis tucked for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Start to segment that mid back down. Low. Keeping that pelvis tucked all the way back down. 1 more here. Anterior tilt of the pelvis. Posterior. No space between the low back. So you should feel the good tension in that pelvis. Low core muscles. Drive those toes and heels up. Flex and fight for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Start to segment that mid back. Low. Lumbar hits last. Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to switch to some extension here. Okay, just going to be flat, just like this. So still, we're going to be working on our upper back here for extension. Okay, so we're just going to do, some isometric 5 reps. I'll give you a couple options that you can use today to progress in. Okay, but you're just trying to reach and fight for as much extension through the mid back as you can. Okay, so this is going to be the easiest right here. Hands stays on the ground, elbows nice and glued, and you're thinking lengthen up of that thoracic spine. Make it a little harder. Try to lift those hands up. So drive. Let you get the lats a little bit more fired up here. A little bit more difficulty. Reach. Everything comes off and you think like you're driving those arms out and up. Superman. Next. Keep the hands behind the head. Just like that. And then you can add this, your feet back. Think length through the glutes. Feel tightness in your lower back, and so you can add that to any of them to make it a little more difficult. Okay, and if you need a little extension here of the arms, feel free to go there too. Okay, so you can kind of experiment here. Just gonna go 5 reps, 10-second hold on each. Okay, so we're gonna take a big breath. We're gonna drive. I'll show a couple different versions. Rotate, extend all the way up. Drive the hands, elbows in the ground and hold. 8, 7, 6. So you see my feet are up. 5, 4, 3, 2. Control down. So you got to be very active here. You don't want to feel this in your lumbar, just the upper back, but you're lengthy and reaching, fighting for the whole time. Okay? So next, let's see if I can get the hands off the ground. So I'll start driving those feet. Drive, rotate just the hands, elbows heavy for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Control it down. Okay, I'm going to take the hands fully off. Again, feel free to do just like this or any one that feels the most challenging to you today. So I'm driving down all the way up, length and hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Relax. Woo. Okay. 2 more. I'm going to go hands behind the head on this one, and the last one I'll go full extension of the arms as well. Okay. So here we go. Length, length, reach and hold. Think like you're pinching the elbows. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Control. Okay, last one here. I'm gonna go straight back. So here we go. Length through those feet, legs, scapular retraction. Biggest one here. Hold. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and control yourself down. Woo. Clean. Okay, so we're just going to do some regular spinal segmentation here. Right after that, 3, and then we're going to get into some rotation. Okay, so let's slowly start at that lumbar. Really take your time. Reach for extension. This is part of that training as well. And let's start back at the lumbar. Driving that belly button up toward the spine, mid back, upper, push everything away. And let's start back at the lumbar. Doing your best to just go 1 vertebra at a time here. Hands and knees are nice and tight, like they're squeezing close to each other. Head comes up last. Start back at that lumbar. Again, this is really big core, especially here, driving that belly button tight. Exhale and push everything away. Back at that lumbar. Take your time here. Breathe. Feel that tension through the whole body. Last one here should be the biggest one. Lumbar. Really don't rush through these. Breathe. Exhale, push everything away. And then back at that lumbar. And nice. Okay, flexion extension done. Okay, so now we're going to move to a little rotation here. All right, so this is when you're going to need something that you just can't pull, okay? So, like I said, if you have like a table, dumbbell, um, honestly, the edge of your door or wall will work very well for this as well, minus the band. So you don't really need the band, but it will help with the active reps, okay? So a light band I would suggest. Okay, so we're in this quad position. Okay, so you're gonna have to adjust yourself. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna keep this arm strong and straight. You're gonna drive this one as much as you can so you feel the rotation of the spine. So then you're gonna have to shift and rotate to your max in range. Now we're in max thoracic rotation of the upper back. Okay, so we got pails and rails here. So we're just gonna start with one light pails and rails just so you can feel it. 2 max effort, then our active reps. Okay, so pails, I'm trying to drive, almost trying to pull this dumbbell back towards me. But I'm leading with the shoulder, very light, 20% max effort. You should feel that oblique, nice and fired up here. Try not to like pull with the arm. I'm trying to really rotate that thoracic back towards this way. Okay, slowly relax. Now, baby rails, again, don't just like push the hand into what you're using. You're trying to rotate, drop the shoulder, and maximize your rotation here, okay? So now I'm trying to fight this way, push this dumbbell away from me. Very light, 20%. 10 seconds on this first one. 5, 4, 3, 2, slowly relax. Okay, now if you want to walk out just a little bit, feel free. We're going to ramp up relatively quick here. Max effort pails and rails, okay? So big breath in. Let's slowly start to drive, rotate back, trying to pull it at 20, 40, 60, 80. Max effort, hold. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Relax. Rails, 2, 1. I'm trying to rotate and push this away. Hold. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Relax. It's just fine if you feel that in your shoulder a little bit. Okay, see if you can just walk yourself out a tiny bit more. We got one more, then we're going to go active reps, okay? Okay, here we go. Big breath in. Let's start this pail. Start to try to pull that shoulder back this way, rotating. 20, 40, 60, 80. Max effort, hold. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Rails, 2, 1. I'll try to rotate back this way. Try to push that dumbbell for 7, 6, 4, 3, 2. And slowly relax. Ooh. Okay, now this is when you're going to need that light band. Okay? So you're going to get to a spot where it's just a little bit of, or a good amount of tension. You see, we're going to go active reps here, and then you're going to control it back. Actually, need to grab both of these. Whoops. There we go, like that. Okay, just shorten it up a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna put it on my wrist just so I'm not like pulling, because again, you want to lead with rotation of the thoracic. Okay, so I'm just gonna come back to neutral. We got 5 reps. So I'm gonna rotate back to neutral and control it in eccentrically. Good. 4 more. Rotate, leading with your spine. Feel the lat, oblique, maybe the shoulder a little bit. Control. 3 more. Rotate, rotate. Control. 2 more. Slide. Just fine if that hand's sliding across the ground. Just keep the same angle of that arm. Rotate, hold, control. Last one here. Rotate, rotate, and control. Whew. Okay, one down. Let's just match the other side here. Okay, so just gonna switch to this side. Setup should be pretty similar, but you probably feel one side might feel a little different than the other, which is just fine. So get to a spot, front arm nice and strong and straight. I'm gonna start with that light pails here, so let's start to try to drag that dumbbell back towards you, 20% max effort. Just breathe, 10 seconds. Feel that oblique nice and tight. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Baby rails. Now drive and try to push that dumbbell or wall away. You're trying to pull that hand off the wall, just nice and light. Remember, you're really trying to rotate that thoracic, keeping that front arm nice and strong and straight. Just give me 10 seconds on this one. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Okay, max effort here. So hold tight. Here we go. Big breath in. Let's start to try to pull that dumbbell or whatever you're using back towards you at 20%. So we're really trying to rotate the spine. 40, 60, 80. Max effort. Hold. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Relax. Rails. 2, 1. Now try to rotate and drive that dumbbell away for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Relax. So you can walk out just a tiny bit. Take our recovery breaths here, and we got one more. Okay, here we go. Oh, my crown funny. Okay, one more. So big breath in, and let's start to drive. Pails, try to rotate away. 20, 40, 60, 80. Max effort, hold. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Rails. 2, 1. Try to rotate, push this away for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Whew. Okay, let's get these active reps in. Then we're just going to end with some thoracic cars, and that's a wrap. Okay, perfect. Just going to put this right inside of that hand here. Step out just a little bit. Here we go, 5 reps. So remember the arm stays nice and strong and straight. This side's a little weaker. Let's drive, rotate, hold, control it back. So you will see one side probably feels a little different than the other. It's also my sore shoulder from jiu-jitsu. Hold, Ooh. Control it back. Good. 3 more. Rotate, rotate. Ooh. Hold. Control. 2 more. Good tension. Rotate, rotate. Ooh. Control. Last one here. Good tension. Rotate, rotate. And control. Ooh, nice. Okay, just going to end with these 2 thoracic cars. Okay, so good tension. I'm going to flip just the other way. So let's start to flex. Rotate. Oh man, that feels way different. Rotate up. Extend. Back towards the other way. Back down. One more that way. Extend. Shoulder blade toward the other back pocket. Laterally flex. Let's take it back. Rotate. Laterally flex. Ooh. Shoulder blade toward the other back pocket. Good. One more. Rotate. Laterally flex. Straight up. And nice. That's a wrap, y'all.